Hey BeatStars fam, I'm Dat Boss Evan, and today we're going to talk about my journey as a producer. Around 2019, at this point I was kind of getting better and more confident in my grind, but it was to a point where I had beats but I didn't really picture myself producing music. I said, man, might as well just throw it on YouTube, see what happens with it. In my head, I wasn't really chasing a career, I was just having fun and it just came with it. So like around 2019, going into 2020, things started to pick up. From that point on, build connections, build relationships, sold a ton of beats, kept going strong. If you are looking to start a career in BeatStars, the more beats or selection you have, the more chances you get to get noticed. Maybe a bigger artist may get on it. It may be a beat that goes viral and hits steam kind of later on. Just never know in these situations. So it could have been Young and Ace. I had a song with Withdrawal from Life.
I could've say the ones dead in the grave. I ain't heard a word from K-So, just know I'm missing you daily. Every time I open my phone, you on the explore page. I'm sorry that they got you in a
I just had a lot of placements, just like doing the whole BeatStars thing. So I didn't really, in my head, kind of process how important it was, because I was just so focused on the whole BeatStars aspect of things and not really on the quote-unquote industry side of things. So I say the biggest one would probably have been Young and Ace. I had stuff with Young K, TJ3K. Those came, I feel like those were big placements to me because those were the first time I was dealing with actual labels and stuff. So like Atlantic, Interscope, it all came from YouTube, BeatStars, same route. Some artists just like using BeatStars as kind of like a sense of YouTube. It's like a YouTube for beats. So a lot of artists do get the BeatStars app, they look through it and then they download the free version and they record on the song. And they reach out afterwards when stuff is starting to get to the point of album cutting time or mixtape cutting time. And from that point on, you figure out whether you made it or not.
For 18, the same night I fall in love, I feel it fading. Who can you love, who can you trust, not at your mainstream.
So Cold December came about, so just chilling at home. I get a text from my guy, Luke come on. He says he needs me to flip a country sample.
We started the tour out in Denver, Colorado.
I listened to it, I'm like, yo, it's kind of difficult. It's like you flipping a country to a pain. At that point, I kind of went to Labin, pulled up the files, did whatever I did, added what I added, and I sent it off to Luke, and he did his thing, and he sent it off to TNT, and at that point, you know, the play was made. It's basically a request from Rod himself, so he wanted to flip a country sample. We got it done, and it's crazy because Luke, when I kind of found out about him, he was one of them loop makers that was in my DMs like, oh, let's work. And he was probably one of the first people I actually allowed to get an opportunity to be posted on my channels and share that wealth. It's kind of like doing splits and all that stuff. So I kind of looked out for Luke. He brought something that, you know, I couldn't do myself. I looked at it in the aspect like, yo, let's work, let's do it. BeatStars kind of was the start of everything. It showed me that it's possible to make money online. I got started into BeatStars by, I was doing the whole email thing, you know, drop the email in a bio and then it'll kind of like hit you up for beats. But then it just got to a point where my beats were getting more views and then it would just be more tedious to just keep emailing every day, dealing with contracts, paperwork, sending out beats. Google Drive is filling up. In my head, I'm like, it has to be easy. What? I just went with the whole BeatStars route. I just did research on platforms to use, and I just found that BeatStars catered more to the convenience aspect and just the way it was. Everything was just straightforward, easy to use, and yeah. Don't get overwhelmed by the noise, because right now the noise is really loud. It's very, quote unquote, a lot of people say saturated, but just don't get overwhelmed by it. Have tunnel vision on that bigger prize at the end and not worry about the noise on the outside. I make at least one beat a day. It doesn't have to be crazy 10, 7 knockout beats, but I like to make at least one a day just to keep that work ethic, that workflow, because I could easily just stop and just say I'm gonna just make a beat a week or make a beat a month. But at the end of the day, I treat this like, this could be a lottery ticket. The moment you bring down your workflow and you stop making music or stop producing beats, that's just less chances of you hitting that ticket. Starting stuff up is not gonna be easy. You shouldn't go into it just thinking that you're gonna have success right away. Just have fun with it, enjoy the process. When stuff started getting more serious for me, it's kind of pandemic time, so it's like kind of quarantine time. Either you're working at home, you're quarantining, and it was just the time I was locked in and I was just making beats, texting out beats. So that's kind of where I mostly made my connections, just through BeatStars and YouTube. Can't put a limit on who you can reach just through the internet. I can make a connection with somebody in Nigeria or something like that, and I'm here in the United States, and it's kind of like a special thing, because if I'm in a studio session, I only could make the connection to who I'm with at the time. That's kind of like the beauty of the internet. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Dat Boss 7. You can find me on BeatStars.